That was a sample from a song called Anthem. It came out a number of years ago with a Bell Canada commercial, but it was produced by a Toronto-based advertising company called Pirate. I've actually searched a number of years for this song, but had I checked the website first, I probably would have saved myself a lot of time and definitely a lot of grief. But let's get right to this. We all have cans of soup to go home to. So firstly, similarities. The song has been compared to a theme from Amelie, which sounds a little bit like this. And the two indeed have a lot in common. A very simple left hand. That's the beauty of both songs. The simplicity. It's what makes them elegant and easy to listen to. Nothing too complex, and that's a key aspect in playing Anthem. Differences. Anthem, when I played it by ear, sounded like it had 6 flats in it, but when I heard the Amelie piece, it didn't sound like it had 6 flats. But for the sake of simplicity, my fingers and your hearing pleasure, I think I'm going to transpose Anthem to the same scale as Amelie. So instead of, I'll be playing. That's just a semitone difference. It's not a big deal. So let's begin. As I mentioned earlier, it's the beauty of the piece lies in its simplicity. So keep it simple. The KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. So left hand. Make sure that you're comfortable with the system that you arrange for yourself, and we'll start on the E in this case. Okay. And from the E, we're going to play the minor third, which is the G. From the G, we're going to be playing the B, which is in the major third. Now, what is that? That's a triad, a very simple E minor triad. So, you put it together, and you play this. You play the leading note, the E, once, and the other two to fill out the rest of the count for the 4/4 time signature. They're all eighth notes. Okay. The second, actually, before I move on, if you listen carefully to the commercial, the chord sounds more like this. And that's where the similarities are drawn with the Amelie piece. You get this little effect of the octave E, right? That's basically just making it a little more detailed. You really don't need to do that. I'm not going to do that for this piece, actually. This is just a skeletal framework for you to work with and for you to produce your own interpretation. So the next note that you're going to be playing is a whole tone higher than the first chord. So in this case, a whole tone higher will be an F sharp. Right? And from the F sharp, you play a semitone, making that a G. And from the G, a whole tone to the A. The spacing is the same no matter what scale you play it in. Very simple, same pattern as well. So now you're starting to see the pattern that you work with. So make sure that you establish a system of chords that you're comfortable with. But at the same time, keep in mind that it has to be simple. Otherwise, you damage the beauty of the song. That's about half of the chords you need to know, actually. The next major chord that you need to know starts in the C. From the C, what's different this time is that you play the perfect fifth, which is the G. And from the G, you play a major sixth, which is, I think it's a major sixth, the E. And for reference sake, that's basically just a broken C major chord without that middle C. So there you go. That's pretty much all the major chords that you need to know. Little note on the technique with which you play, though. For the leading note, the first note of each chord, try to put a bit of an accent on it, alright? So that it stands out. You only play that note once, it has to stand out. But for the C chord, there's a little bit of difference. On the E, on that E, put an accent on that so that it creates kind of a counter effect with the G. You play the G quietly, but the E with a little bit of an accent. It makes a nice diminishing effect. Or whatever your preferences are. That's it for the left hand. Very simple. Make sure you practice the left until you're comfortable repeating the chords over and over again. That's not a big deal. And you're pretty much set. I'm not going to play the right hand this time, but if you need help with it, just message me or email me and I'll post the video up. Thanks.